And we start with another Age of Empires forecasted game, guys. This time we have bakmogoon playing as the Ayyubids in the color purple against his opponent playing as the Mongols in the color green. It is Lash. Welcome everybody to another Age of Empires game. Hope you're having fun. I certainly I'm not in my best moment. I just came back from surgery, and let's just say a simple move may end my whole career, in the sense that I really need to be careful because it's just the lower back, and you know, so far I can sit, and that's what it counts. You know, that's what it counts. It allows me to record this for you guys. But let's get back into the game. The Ayyubids, look at that split. Already putting those villagers. This is what you see at the top level, guys. Splitting those villagers in each berries so that you don't waste them. So when you age up with the economic wing, you will have some extra food left here. Whereas if you finish them and, you know, you age up, it's lost. It's food that is lost. So very good micro coming from bakmogoon. Let's take a look at the Mongol player, what he has. Gold very far from his base, potentially thinking about putting a tower here just to protect the uvu and the gold vein. We're gonna see a tower rush. Coming from Lash, and he's gonna send it directly here to the berries. Try to delay the age up as much as possible. Like, I find against the Ayyubids it works quite well, but their timing is just really fast. It's just extremely fast. Just the way, you know, that, and they just go to castle without much investment. With a free Deserator, they can just put your attention wherever they want you to be, and it's just really hard. Looks like Lash is not gonna risk it. It's like, hey guys, you know what, we're going in with a couple of villagers just to secure the tower. A couple of villagers, it's almost guaranteed that your tower will go up. Like, it's also a loss for you, because that's also another villager that it's walking here. It pretty much reminds me when I used to work for someone. I just walk outside of the office for hours, just like taking a break, doing things. And looks like the tower will be on the gold. Let's take a look at the next gold for bakmogoon. It's here, so not so far. But this spot is quite good for him. A couple of deer pack and a gold. You gotta protect that one. For sure. Let's see if bakmogoon wants to try to pull all the villagers just to deny this tower from going up, or it's just gonna do it with the, with a free Deserator that he has. Just gonna send it here, make sure he has enough range to attack these villagers, and the tower may not go up. Let's see. We're talking about 40 seconds. 40 seconds is plenty of time for this tower to go up, especially with two villagers. Two villagers is quite a commitment from Lash. Quite the commitment. Meanwhile, Ayyubids will age up soon. Lash doesn't have the gold yet. He's sending more villagers on gold. Just catch up with the timing. And let's see if he wants to continue the tower rush. I don't know if that's the case for him. Now remember, the Deserator have the ability to actually build battering rams. And in a way, this is why you don't really tower rush Abbasid players, just because they get the military wing. And without the siege engineering upgrade, they can just build a battering ram, and now there's nothing you can do about it. Like, the tower will be garrison, forcing the Deserator to just go to the enemy base. Deer stones on the way for Lash. Not gonna be the silver tree. Still very decent trade post here. We have seen worse, but Dry Arabia usually one of the few maps that Have a very good place for trading. Mining camp goes down. It's a nice bounty for Lash. Actually, he got a bounty as soon as you start burning the building. Meanwhile, bakmogoon with a couple of production buildings already. It's gonna be stable and archer. It's not gonna have the super fast castle coming up for him. It's gonna fight a little bit. Meanwhile, Lash in the darkest age. 5 villagers trying to get out of this one. There's a raider still there. Not at this point. You could potentially go for maybe a couple of spearmen here, just so that you put this guy away. Otherwise, the Uvu may go down with these two guys. It's like Lash taking a look at bakmogoon spawn. Says, oh, that's a very nice deer for sure. More archers, more horsemen coming for bakmogoon. It's gonna be fighting the affiliation. Look at that. Battering ram just for the Uvu. Quite a big investment for something that... I mean, it's not that cheap, but it's 150 wood. And, you know, you cannot really ram buildings from the Mongols because they can just run away. You need to torch them down, just the old school way. A couple of archery range coming for Lash. Looks like he's gonna have the infantry only composition. Already upgraded those units here, hardened spearman. Couple of archers coming here with the horseman. Free this raider, battering ram finish, and looks like he's gonna have a really good time on the Mongol base. Already have plenty of units to deal with Lash. And Lash may have 6 units, but 5 of them are not really here. Should be coming soon. Looks like he already pulled them from here. Never mind. They are still here. He pulled them back. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna stay here in this tower. Ubu is gonna go down for sure. There's no other way around it. Ubu is gonna go down. A couple of archers go before the Uvu goes down, and I think you can still produce double archer when the Uvu goes down if you produce them before. Yeah, definitely you can do that, which is very good for Lash. He's gonna be catching up with the military numbers, and that's plenty of archers. 6 already. It's a force that you shall not underestimate. The rock still alive, fortunately for Lash. What is this? Another archer range. Well, let's take a look at bakmogoon. Already have 1 barracks, a couple of stable, 1 archer range. It's gonna fight in the Fudal age actually. No blacksmith yet for the Ayyubids. It's gonna be raiding with the desert raiders. And while Lash just building more military. More archers. You have the archer numbers for now. Gotta be careful not to step by accident into those horsemen. It's like battering ram. It's gonna come back to home. Gonna go back home to deal with the tower. Gonna be careful not to lose those archers. Plenty of spearmen here. While the Mongol massing those archers. It's pretty much like Lash plans his archer ball mass. Like a lot of people complaining, it's like, oh, I don't really like the Feudal Age meta where you have like over 50 archers and just definitely they counter everything, right? Because who can survive 50 arrows, right? That should be historically inaccurate. Well, no upgrades for Lash. He's prioritizing his army more than anything. However, Ayyubids already there with wheelbarrow. Archer numbers not enough to one-shot a horseman yet. Spearman still alive, managed to connect with some horsemen. Takes out the Desert Raider. Horsemen again go, but the spearmen are already there. Managed to take some damage. Looks like Lash has the numbers for this, but there's just so many horsemen. I feel like he just needs more spearmen to deal with this. Otherwise, it's just gonna be really hard. Our emplacements coming for the outposts just to protect this area. Let's take a look at bakmogoon. Have this area is very, very good for him. Has plenty of deer. Hopefully, you can see a wall here or something, just in case the Mongol starts raiding. No sign of a stable yet. Blacksmith coming up for Lash. Meanwhile, +1 range armor coming for bakmogoon. Stepping back for the moment, battering ram still alive. It's not gonna be one of those times where we see the corrosive from the Byzantines, where it stay alive the whole game. The whole game. It never died. Actually, it died when the game finished, but not before. Not before actually, which was really cool. So we're gonna see a mass of horsemen coming from bakmogoon. These are really expensive units. It's one of those units that are not really good until you have like a lot of them. And like a lot of them, I mean like 20 something more. Like it really feels like, okay, this is a good mass. Kind of same like archers, but I feel like with horsemen, they are very, very expensive in the field age in terms of food. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful for sure. Archer numbers looking really good for Lash, but lacking of a spearman forced him to step back into his base. Horsemen coming back again. Archers just trying to one-shot the horseman. Takes down their desert raider, why not? Villagers shooting from the outpost. Still plenty of horsemen here. Spearman come again. Gotta be careful not to lose the spearman. And you need to take the archers really fast. If you take the archers fast, then your spearmen are just free to go. And looks like this is a good fight for Lash. Outpost goes down, unfortunately. Spearman gonna be dealing with that battering ram. Archers are keeping in production. It's gonna be the favorite unit for Lash this time. Ram finally goes down. Let's take a look at bakmogoon's base. Not so many more production buildings. It's like, okay, this is enough. This is enough. Need to be aware of the Asia at any time soon. It's like he's gonna produce more archers. And that's what I mean, like the horsemen, I feel like they didn't do much. And they are so expensive. Compared to the archers, the horseman is a really expensive unit. And definitely he needs to try to go for a raid. Food, it's about to run out from Lash. 2 pastures, 3 pastures, not enough. Probably he needs to go on the berries here. 310 food per minute. Not the best at the moment. Not the best. Archers, 3 shots a horseman. Meanwhile, no +1 range armor for Lash. This is actually a huge advantage for bakmogoon, having those archers with all those upgrades. He managed to stay alive longer, and the horseman tried to do the backstabbing, and the spearmen are there. And look at Lash just lost a big chunk of the archer mass. It's quite a significant difference when you have that upgrade and your opponent doesn't. +1 range armor just coming up for him, which means I feel like this battle could have ended up very, very different for Lash if he had the upgrade before. But these are some things you don't really know. Like sometimes you just need to go and you know, pray for the best, I guess. That's not a strategy, guys. Praying is not a strategy. It works a lot on the Diamond and Below League, I can confirm. But on this league, praying, it's very little of assistance. +1 range armor already coming for him. Looks like he's pumping more and more archers. No more production buildings for him. Just 4 of them. So I have a 3rd archery range coming up for him. So it's gonna be able to push with the can. Can doing can stuff. Meanwhile, deer still alive. Plenty of food for bakmogoon. After this one, he only have 1 berry here, and that's it. He cannot eat the boar, unfortunately. Now archer numbers for bakmogoon is starting to look good. Also melee attack already out for him, +1 melee defense. Always feels good when you can, you know, it's a honorable 1v1 happening here. Like, we know how this will end. Spearman getting those horsemen. Meanwhile, more archers coming for bakmogoon, +1 melee defense coming for Lash. Horseman goes down. And now the spearman managed to connect with the horseman again. I feel like the horseman, every time they try to do some damage, they just get wrecked by the spearman. But actually, now this is a really good fight for bakmogoon. I feel like the horseman really got a lot of value. More units coming here. It's gonna be more horsemen, more archers. And guys, just welcome to the feudal age wars. There's a lot of food that bakmogoon has right now coming up for him. Probably thinking about an Asia. It's more than 1,000 food per minute. That's a lot. Meanwhile, Keshik is gonna join the party. And looks like both players are trying to go for an Asia. At least Lash is really close. He just needs more gold. Looks like he's not gonna be able to Asia soon. bakmogoon still pumping units, so we're just seeing a classic of an Asia. Villagers just rushing that outpost without emplacement. Need some villagers inside. Managed to get 5 of them. Has a lot of villagers on gold. Looks like he wants to rush to castle. And the archers, unfortunately, there is no spearman around. And those horsemen are just gonna do what they do best against those archers. Keshik already there. Trying to show some dominance. Like, hey, if you don't forget to wear your armor when you come to the fight. Outpost getting placement. That's a lot of villagers on gold. This definitely is an Asia coming for Lash. Meanwhile, bakmogoon. Almost there. Almost there. Not really rushing. Only like 3. Looks like he will have more soon. He's like, never mind. I'm actually going for another place. Actually taking his time for aging up. Lash almost there. There's plenty of gold for him. Probably gonna go for the step readout in this case. If he's not trading, probably that's a good choice. Nothing like having extra 50% gold for free. Can goes down. Without the vision of Lash. Doesn't know what's going on. At the same time, economic wing growth coming up for bakmogoon, giving him 8 villagers and extra food from those berries. Looks like he can't wait anymore. He's like, you know what? It's taking so long. Just gonna have to go for it. I need to eat those. I still have some berries here. Meanwhile, more archers coming for Lash. Cool type works really well with archers, actually, giving extra attack for all those archers. It's really, really good. So it's gonna be the cool type for Lash, not gonna be the step readout, no extra gold. No, Lash chose the path of the warrior this time, and probably we're gonna see more Keshiks. Now upgrades will come soon for Lash, lacking a little bit of food for those veterancy upgrades. There you go, +2 attack and veterancy already there for him. Meanwhile, bakmogoon still almost 1 minute away from aging up. Lash needs to go now, like 40 seconds. By the time you get there, you get your upgrades, and your opponent doesn't have the upgrades yet, so I think it's really good. Especially when you have the Kurultai, if you use it well, don't forget about it. Like, for me, it's really hard to just move the Kurultai and think about all those times at the same time. I remember I was watching, I don't remember if it was Wam or Papi, but I was playing just only Keshik and Mangurai, and he will just move the deer stones everywhere just to make sure all those units just go fast. And I find it like amazing stuff. Like that's a lot of good stuff going on in your brain. Like you can really think so many things at the same time. Horseman, just go for a raid. Actually didn't find anyone. Just go for classic torching. And bakmogoon are already there. Gonna put some man at arms on the mix. Only a single man at arm. That's all what he needs. Meanwhile, veterans also coming for bakmogoon, so are gonna be pretty equal. I guess the thing that can change Lash outcome of the fight probably is a cruel tie. Probably is a cruel tie. Big wall coming here for bakmogoon. Cruel tie staying in the middle, and looks like Lash will push through the middle. Have a berry bush here, and no farm transition yet. Just a couple of farms. There you go. Farm transition is starting to happen for bakmogoon, and he's gonna slow down his military production. That's for sure. He still have plenty of units. Mostly of them are archers and a lot of spearmen, which I don't think he needs, but you know. There's some Keshiks out there, you gotta be careful. And Gulams are starting to get into the mix. Definitely you need Gulams when you are going for a farm transition. Oh my god, they're just going down finally. First villagers of the game just going down. 4 of them in the blink of an eye. bakmogoon already have the upgrades, waiting for the plus to attack damage, and a mangonel. It's coming out for him. That's a good thing about playing the Ayyubids or the Abbasids. You can always get a mangonel on the way. Which is... it's just 42 archers. Here, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Lash knows about it. Let's take a look at his vision. Lash knows about it. He knows about the mangonel. And looks like... mangonel shots is like attack the cruel tie. Meanwhile, Lash being forced to go back. Looks like he's trying to get the Keshiks out there to try to snipe the mangonel. That could potentially be a good idea, but there's plenty of spearmen out there, and the mangonel is still alive. And let's see if Lash moved the units. He moved just by the last seconds. He managed to move those archers, and somehow mangonel not doing as much damage as it should be. Let's take a look at the numbers now. So it's gonna be 26 against 38 military units. Not really good for Lash. Kurultai unpacks, says gonna time. We need to go. Meanwhile, relics being captured. First relic coming up for Lash. Already coming here. A couple of them on his favor in the side of his map. Meanwhile, Kurultai, gonna be careful not to let the Kurultai stay there for too long time. Meanwhile, Keshiks being made, and that's a lot of archer and crossbows. May potentially need those horsemen, but the problem with horsemen is like you need a lot if you want to cause a lot of damage to these units. Horsemen, definitely the best choice you can get here. Look at the pastures. Beautiful. Meanwhile, looks like this is the last gear pack. Never mind, there's another one here. Still some food in the map for Lash. Still some food in the map. Getting veterancy for those archers. Sorry, spearmen. Let's take a look at bakmogoon's base. Farm transition looking very good for him. Already having, let's see how many farms. 30 farms so far. Not that bad. How many villagers here? 15 villagers on goal. I already have a mosque. Let's see where's Lash. I already have second relic coming home for him. Looks like potentially he can get 4 of them if he managed to get this one home. It's gonna be in a really good position with 4 relics. Siege engineering. Let's take a look at if this is the advanced. Yes, it is. It is the advanced siege engineering. It says here. It doesn't say the icon, unfortunately. But now we are equal. Now we can build mangonels and springalds at the same time, and you know, potentially some can see some trebuchets. More walls coming in this side of the map for bakmogoon. Well, looks like he already going to protect this side of the map to get that relic. Khan comes again. Beautiful stuff. Nothing like having a 300 HP scout with 8 damage, only 8 damage. It does a huge difference with the elite. The elite has like 20 something damage, I think, or 18 something. I don't remember, but it's like he can like 3 shots a villager. That's quite scary, considering he can move and attack. Oh my god, Lash didn't scout this relic, and now the dervish is taking this relic back home. If he knew the relic was here, probably he will be able to defend it. That's a little bit too late for him. But he has 3 relics, not so bad, not so bad. We're having a second town center actually, so we're not gonna see a Mongol trade. I find it really risky. At this point, maybe you can try for trade, just because it gives you so much advantage. Like, and now your opponent is like needs to worry about the trade and needs to worry about all the other stuff. Horseman probably gonna go there for those berries. Scout whistling, knows where they are. Villagers going down. No textiles for Lash, so they're gonna go down really fast. More villagers coming here. Looks like he's gonna put a tower on the stealth forest, just have more vision. Meanwhile, Lash building his army. Already have a couple of Springalds. Bakmogoon also building his own Springalds. Look at the dance here, the classic building siege dance. This is kind of like the work from high school or university, where you don't really want to work and you're just watching and you let other people do the work for you, and suddenly the work is finished and you get the same grade. I truly relate to that feeling. And not so many armor units for Bakmogoon. Still, I mean, 20 Gulams is really strong. And we're not seeing any knights or or camel lancers coming up for him, which are really scary. And remember, those Gulams do not have the bootcamp ability, so they have slightly less HP than their brother, the Abbasid. More Springalds coming for him. Lash very well of it. We're gonna go for a Springal battle this time. 3, 4, 5 Springalds. 6 Springalds. 7. The 7th one is coming. It's like you don't wanna risk it. Meanwhile, another Mangonel coming out for Bakmogoon. There you go. Watching other people doing the homework for you. Beautiful. Homework's done. And at the same time, let's take a look at Bakmogoon's space. Let's take a look at Lash Productions. He has a 5 barracks, 6 archery range. It's like he's staying with the basically an infantry only composition and having the Keshiks only for raiding. Kurultai already here. But Bakmogoon has vision about everything. Khan throws the Falcon. He knows exactly what's coming for him. There's plenty of crossbows for Lash, so you just gotta be careful. Kurultai trying to deploy. Horseman trying to flank those Springalds. Springalds are entering into the Springal battle here. There's plenty of Springalds everywhere. Oh my god, the Springalds here. Archers tanking the damage from the Horseman. The Springalds need to be alive, and looks like Bakmogoon is gonna lose the siege battle. Still plenty of Springals for Lash. Loses the Mangonel. Loses another Springald. And somehow Springalds are out for Lash, and he is back to no siege. And Bakmogoon already having 1 Mangonel alive, which is a huge advantage in this fight. 89 military units, 90, 91, and they keep pumping, and there is no unit to counter this. Like, these are mostly archers, and the Horsemen and Gulams are not exactly the best unit you want to use them against. Now Bakmogoon is just going there. Keep pumping. 11 Horsemen on the queue. Kurultai gets deployed. looks like Lash will be lacking a little bit of military to survive this push. Remember, the Mongol is not exactly the best on really having defenses on his base. You know, you don't have access to keeps, you don't have access to walls, so you're pretty much naked here, and the opponent will just go directly into your base. There's not much you can do. Mangonels still alive. Third Mangonel coming soon for bakmogoon. Well, Lash trying to pump those units, but he just doesn't have the numbers yet. Like Springalds placements on those outposts, gonna protect those villagers from gold. Horseman going for a raid. And despite everything, Lash is still on 2 TCs. But there is not a huge difference on villagers yet. Mangonel out. Managed to get a shot. Fails a shot, and the Mangonel is also destroyed. Only one Springalds out there for Lash. And he's just keep pumping more units, more, especially those Gulams are just gonna be really tanky. Start losing production. And you know, the town center is really not the best defense structure for you at this point. Even with 15 villagers here, there's not much they can do about it. Especially against those Gulams. Mangonels keep pushing. It's just gonna be really hard for Lash. Takes down one Mangonel. Springalds still alive. Looks like bakmogoon not looking at it, and managed to take down the 2 Mangonels. Springalds goes down. Mangonel goes up for him. Gonna be careful not to lose it. Looks like gonna do a decent shot here. All those archers having very low HP, but still Lash trying to hold. But the units won't just stop coming here, and he's just keep pumping units. Probably thinking about burning that player tent. Is it player tent? Prayer tent, sorry. Villagers eating sheep on the back of the base like nothing has happened. I say eating, but they're actually just collecting the food. Oh my god. Meanwhile, more units. Rams are being built, and with rams it's just gonna be really hard for you to stop this push. And I just don't see any way Lash can come back from this. And bakmogoon taking a really good fight, taking out Lash. Very good game. Well played from both players. Hope you enjoyed this one, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye and take care.